Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential application. I believe this is a beachfront property, and so this property does have this glass enclosure. There is a fan located inside the center. Also, there are 8 recessed lighting fixtures that I see in the plan. We do have a doorway over here, and not quite sure if this is a doorway that swings out or into the room, or is this a sliding door. I have it as a sliding door, and that is kind of important based on the placement of the heaters. If this is a door that swings out, then we may need to adjust and or the ideas that I have here may not apply because of the clearances that you need to meet from a swinging out door. These doors here do swing outside, and I believe that is it. So we do have just reclining space over here and a small dining space over here. Let's go right into the overall dimensions. Overall dimensions I have, it would be approximately 22 feet wide by 12 feet 10 depth from this edge here to the inside wall. I do have a ceiling height starting at 9 feet to 12 feet in the back up here, and I think that is about it. Let's see if there's anything else. All right, let's go ahead and go into our first option. This first option is an option that I like probably the best because of the fact that it's the most uniform amount of heat within the space. And so let's just go ahead and look at, I'm going to actually take off the glass enclosure just so we can maneuver through the space a little bit easier. So the amount of heat, like I said, is the most uniform with this application. However, visually appealing, I think this is the least visually appealing. So it's not my favorite visually, but it is the favorite for heat output. These are 6,000 watt units that I've placed in here. The 6,000 watt units are ideal for this height. One thing that we should mention is with the glass enclosure, if you are intending to leave the glass enclosure open most of the time while you're in the space, then 6,000 watt units would be the most appropriate, especially for those colder times of year. However, if your intention is to enclose that during those cooler times of year, then a 6,000 watt, which is approximately the same dimensions as this, would be probably more appropriate, just because when you turn these heaters on, the heaters will heat up all mass. They don't heat up air, but in turn the mass, the floor, tables, chairs, all that will radiate heat into the atmosphere, and if you are enclosing that atmosphere, then you are containing some of that heat. So just bear that in mind. Infrared heating is a light wave, and light waves, if I show you this, you can see if you're in that light wave, you will feel the warmth. If you're outside of that light wave, you will most likely not feel the warmth, unless of course you're able to enclose that and retain that heat within that space. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the glass enclosure. This is my option number 1 again, and you can see with the placement, let's see here, what I have here is I have a 9-foot center to center, and the heaters do require a 6-inch clearance above the unit itself. That's why this is not mounted to the ceiling, so you'd have to get a spacer or possibly use a chain system that you would have to create in the field. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get out of there. And yeah, you need to make sure that this heater is level. Otherwise, if it's on a slope, then the element itself will slope downhill and eventually ruin itself within just a short period of time. The 6 inches of clearance that are required above start from this outside edge on the downhill side of the slope, so that's why this is not attached up here. Let's see if there's anything else. I think that's about it as far as that's concerned, but you can see that the Footprint of heat is relatively good. You know, we're not hitting this outsider edge here. We're probably missing about 2 feet here, 2 feet over here, but front to back we're just about the whole entire span here. So this is my favorite heating option here. And one other thing I should mention is there is clearances below. You need to maintain at least 18 inches from this edge of the heater to any combustible. So if this fan was a combustible item, it needs to be at least 18 inches from the edge of this fan blade to the heater edge here. Same with this over here. All right, so that's number 1. Let's go ahead and look at possibly number 2. And that would be placing the units overhead. Now, because of the placement here, that we're not really that much on a slope, I think if we just angled these brackets to the same slope as the ceiling, this would work out just fine. And again, we have placement of heater. Whoops, sorry about that. The spacing here, now you can see that we're about 12'6". Again, we need to make sure that we have that 18 inches of clearance from this edge here to the fan blade. That's why we have it at the 12 foot. I am missing some of the center space as far as the heating. So if you were standing here in the middle, you would not feel that ray because it's not penetrating your body. But overall, it's a decent application. But because of the limitations with the fan, I can't move them closer together. I would like to have them approximately 10 feet center to center would be ideal. Okay, and you can see how this footprint here goes from front to back fairly well as well. And let's just throw on the glass enclosure. All right, so this would be next option would be option 3. And option 3 would be on the back wall over here. You can see that I'm at approximately 10 foot center to center. Like I said before, that's my ideal placement from unit to unit. And when they are mounted on a wall, then you can mount the unit at a 30 degree from straight down, 30 degrees up. And you also need to maintain at this point 12 inches at the highest point of the heater to the ceiling itself. So just bear that in mind. That's why I did not choose this edge here on this beam, because I don't have enough clearance above to place the heaters over here and shine them this direction. I need to come down 12 inches, and I think I have this at approximately 10 inches height here. So the heater would be below that, and that would not work. In any case, let's see if we can go ahead and look at the ray footprint. I'm going to turn off the clearances here. Now this is why this is not my ideal application. Now this would be a really good warm spot here, and also, you know, you could probably on the cooler months move the table back here, something of that nature, to make it more comfortable. This ray is a light wave, so it does continue to travel. This is just the footprint of the most ideal amount of heat that it puts out. So like this model here, standing here, you would feel that warmth here on your back. However, it is a light wave, so you would not feel it from your front. It's kind of like a fire pit. If you were standing in front of a fire pit, you would feel that warmth in the front, and then you'd have to turn around to actually feel that warmth again in the back. So that's why I like it more overhead, so it's more uniform throughout the whole entire space. But as you can see, this is a decent application, and again, with the fact that the glass enclosure's there, it makes it a lot warmer if you do enclose it completely. So that's something to think about. Now also, you know, you might think about the control system. All these options I'm showing you, definitely you would like to have a control system on them, and that's based on the fact that throughout the year, 6,000 watts in this space would probably be too warm, especially if this is in Southern California. But 4,000 watts or higher would be preferred. So that's why I'm saying a 6,000 watt unit. Also, with a 6,000 watt unit, they are dual elements, so you could just use a duplex switch and switch it one element on, one element off, or all 4 elements on, or just 2 elements, one on each heater. on and off. That's another option as well. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and would you mind not just tapping that like button? We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel unless we receive your thumbs up, and we really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.